Oh, hi there! It's Tim and Joe Reviews Anything! Yeah! So, if I review anything, that means I'm gonna review a movie because I like the cinema. What can I say? Cinema. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to do a little quickie review on Captain America Civil War because I saw that shit on Friday and I think it's it's worth talking about. So cue that intro and then we're gonna get right into it. Oh, Captain, my Captain. So, Captain America Civil War, huge hype. And you know what? There's going to be all kinds of spoilers up in this. So if you haven't seen this movie, I bid thee farewell or stick around and I'll ruin it for you. Because I'm good at that. My friends say, TJ, you always ruin the movies. Because I love talking about them. Anyways, so Civil War. I think that Captain America Civil War is the Iron Man 3 of Captain America's. Now, it's the third movie, so it's Captain America 3. Kind of makes sense. So what am I getting at here? It's a huge budget, convoluted movie with a lot of things flying around, and maybe it all doesn't make sense. In the end, you're kind of happy you watched it, but it wasn't the greatest movie. I'd say it's probably one of the worst in the series because Winter Soldier was a really good kind of like well thought out, almost Jason Bourne-esque kind of like a thriller movie. Captain America origin story, can't go wrong with that. Iron Man 2 is probably worse or whatever, but like this is up there. Just really convoluted with lots of story holes, and they had a huge marketing campaign. I mean, I saw this team captain versus Iron Man thing all over the place. So they did a really good job there. And you know what? They kicked Batman versus Superman's ass, so you can't really fault them. But I don't blame them. There are so many Marvel movies coming out. There's like 10 or 12 coming out by 2020. It doesn't even make sense. There's only 4 years left and they're going to bring out that many movies. And then there's already been like 10 or 12, if you count all the Iron Mans and Avengers and everything. So it's interesting that they can pump them out and make them this good. But this movie specifically, I had a hard time following it. I was getting mad at a few things. And I'm going to talk about those things now. Number one, we open with, kind of a training slash pick up where we left off in Winter Soldier / The Last Avengers. The Scarlet Witch is, learning her powers and stuff like that. And I really think they made her seem lame. She has the ability to be so badass, and whenever there was a cool fight and they could have had her kind of intervene, she ends up screwing it up. She kills some people in Lagos or whatever, blows up a building, and then she gets all sad for the rest of the movie. I really like her character. I kind of wish they would have explored it a little more. That being said, I really think that they underused Vision. They made Vision seem like a weird, vagina of a character. I mean, he kind of, his little jewel up here, it looks like a vagina, but anyways, he screws up. He kills Don Cheadle, basically. He's a flying, amazing, god, basically, made from an Infinity Stone. Should he not be a bigger part of the plot? Okay. That being said, they obviously introduced some Spider-Mans and some Ant-Mans into this universe, and in the fight, versus Iron Man versus Team Captain or whatever, they do a really good job of introducing Spider-Man, just kind of throwing him in there. I think they could have broke the fourth wall there, like a Deadpool kind of thing, and made fun of the fact that Spider-Man hasn't been around. Instead, they just kind of threw Marissa Tomei in there and made her Aunt May, and that kind of distracted you from the fact that Spider-Man should have been around by now. Ant-Man, I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, and they do a really good job of just kind of throwing him in there, but they were not apologetic about it. He just wakes up in a van and starts fighting, and he's just like, yeah, I'm Team Captain, whatever, I love you, Captain America, whatever. But huge plot hole here. Tony gets really sad because apparently he killed some lady's son in Sokovia, in the last one, and apparently Pepper Potts left him, which, where did that come from? I don't know. He should just be sad because he created Ultron, and he was totally all about making Ultron and saying it was gonna fix everything, and then Ultron goes and kills thousands of people, destroys a city, and it's all Tony's fault. They don't even mention Ultron or, the fact that Tony was the one that started that huge ball of wax at all. So, huge missed opportunity there. I don't know what they were thinking. Tony Stark is sad, and he's like a part of the government, and that would have been the prime reason to kind of link the things. And, he was just kind of, it was hard to believe that he would be on this side. And now on the opposite side, Captain America's like, I'm not signing that treaty, blah, 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 my friend. Well, you'd think he would have given it some consideration, and then they maybe could have thrown Bucky in his face or something like that. And he didn't really, from the get-go, he was like, I'm not signing this treaty, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Captain Mustache or whatever from the Secretary of State, he looks shady to begin with, so, whatever. So we get down to them having this awesome fight, and it's really for no reason, because they're going after this Quinjet so that Captain America can go, help Bucky stop some other Winter Soldiers from being awoken, without getting into the plot too much. Why do they need this Quinjet? Is there not a better way to get there? Two of them only end up going anyways. Could Captain America not have, got one of the other superheroes to fly him or something? I just don't understand. They could have covertly went somewhere and stole a jet covertly with, Girly controlling people's minds, the Scarlet Witch. But no, they have to have this huge fight in an airport. Well, Iron Man's promising to get Captain America back, and, within 36 hours. Let's go, fuck up an airport. They royally fuck up an airport. Not one, jet from the army comes or anything. They have this huge fight, and, Spider-Man's really funny. He's making all kinds of jokes about being, starstruck, which was really funny. Ant-Man grows, 20 feet tall, and, that was pretty funny. But when it comes down to that fight, there was no reason for it to happen. Initially, Jeremy Renner's character says, why don't we just, tell Tony about this whole other Winter Soldier thing being woken up? Captain America's like, no, not gonna, he won't believe us. There's no way he'll believe us. We're gonna have to go and have this huge battle for no reason, destroy an airport. And then the minute that they steal that Quinjet and get out of there, Tony has time to Google what's going on. He looks it up on his wrist or whatever. The new Jarvis lady looks it up on Google. Oh yeah, totally, definitely wasn't Bucky that blew up that van. And all it would have took was Googling it for 5 seconds, and they wouldn't have to have destroyed an airport and their friendship. Next on the agenda, so Captain America steals this Quinjet and he flies to Siberia to stop this extra Winter Soldier bullshit. And it takes him 12 or 14 hours to fly to Russia. And as soon as Iron Man goes and, gets the information, Iron Man basically goes, oh man, I Googled it, I figured out that I'm wrong, I'm going to go see all the people they locked up. So he goes sees Hawkeye and all them over at the jail that's a sunken submarine or something like that. Talks to them for about an hour, then gets in his helicopter, gets in his Iron Man suit, flies to Siberia, and beats Captain America there, who's been flying for 12 hours. Meanwhile, Black Panther, who I will get to in a second, totally underused, totally unexplained, he flies and chases Iron Man because he wants to kill Bucky, basically. And he beats them there too, so somehow a Quinjet is slower than Iron Man and everybody by 10, 12 hours. It takes Captain America 12 hours to fly to Siberia, and it takes Iron Man 1 hour. It made me so mad when that happened. Anyways, Black Panther, super cool character. He's made from vibranium, he's a cat. Why not show 5 minutes of backstory? They could have showed him fighting in his country, doing his thing for 5 minutes to get you acclimated to who he was and what was going on with him. They throw Black Panther out of nowhere, and yeah, he's the Wakanda prince or now king, and he's got a suit of vibranium, and he was some sort of warrior that we get to see that, but they don't show him in his element at all. So he comes out of nowhere kicking all ass, and you gotta wonder, is he actually able to kick that much ass? I mean, can he really stand fighting with Iron Man and stuff like that? I don't know. So what are the good things about this movie? Well, I already said them. They introduced Spider-Man, and they kind of did it funnily. They did it sort of in a good spirit, but they definitely could have done it better. Ant-Man was hilarious. Their fight was kick-ass, you know, but definitely had all kinds of holes. They should have used a lot of the characters a lot better. But what does this say about the franchise as a whole? Well, this is a filler movie. There are 2 Avengers movies coming with, you know, the whole Thanos thing coming, and it's going to be amazing. The Infinity Wars are going to be really fun, and, you know, it just goes to show that Marvel can shit out a movie, and it'll still be pretty good. So, hats off to them. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. I'm sorry I ruined it for you. Hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you later.